Is interstellar travel really possible? September 17, 2019. Astrophysicist Paul Sutter co-authored the article below, which talks about the difficulties of interstellar travel, as science knows today. Is interstellar travel really possible? Illustration of a breakthrough Starshot spacecraft that reaches the potentially Earth-like planet Proxima Centauri b. A representation of the laser beams is visible emanating from the corners of the ship's light candle. Image, Planetary Habitability Laboratory, University of Puerto Rico at Arecibo. Interstellar space travel. Every 5-year-old boy's fantasy inside of us. Main theme of science fiction series. Boldly going where no one has gone before in a really fantastic way. As we grow more and more advanced with our rockets and space probes, the question arises, could we expect to colonize the stars? Or, failing to reach this distant dream, can we at least send space probes to alien planets, letting them tell us what they see? The truth is that travel and interstellar exploration are technically possible. There is no law of physics that completely forbids it. But that does not necessarily make things easier, and it certainly does not mean that we will achieve this in our lives, much less in this century. Interstellar space travel is a real callus on the feet. Traveling out if you are patient enough. We have already reached interstellar exploration status. We have several spaceships on escape paths, which means they are leaving the solar system and never coming back. NASA's Pioneer missions, Voyager missions, and, most recently, New Horizons have begun all of their long external journeys. Voyagers are now considered outside the solar system, defined as the region where the solar wind emanating from the sun gives way to general galactic particles and dust. So great! We have interstellar space probes currently in operation. Except the problem is, they're not going anywhere very fast. Each of these intrepid interstellar explorers is traveling at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour, which sounds pretty fast. They are not heading towards any particular star because their missions are designed to explore planets within the solar system. But if any of these spacecraft were to be directed to our nearest neighbor, Proxima Centauri, just 4 light-years away, they would reach it in about 80,000 years. I don't know about you, but I don't think NASA has a budget for that kind of schedule. Also, when these probes get somewhere interesting, their nuclear batteries will be long dead and just useless pieces of metal hurled into the void. Which is almost a success if you think about it. It's not as if our ancestors were able to accomplish deeds like throwing random trash among the stars, but it's probably not exactly what you thought interstellar space travel was either. Space race. To make interstellar spaceflight more reasonable, a probe must be very fast, on the order of at least 1/10 of the speed of light. At this speed, the spacecraft could reach Proxima Centauri in a few decades and send photos a few years later, well within a cycle of human life. Is it really so irrational to ask the same person who starts the mission to finish it? Going at these speeds requires a huge amount of energy. One option is to contain this energy aboard the spaceship as fuel. But if that's the case, the extra fuel adds mass, making it even harder to propel it up to those speeds. There are designs and sketches for nuclear-powered spacecraft that try to accomplish just that, but unless we want to start building thousands upon thousands of nuclear bombs just to put into a rocket, we need to come up with other ideas. Perhaps one of the most promising ideas is to keep the spacecraft's energy source fixed and somehow transport that energy to the spacecraft as it travels. One way to do this is with lasers. Radiation is good for transporting energy from one place to another, especially over vast distances in space. The probe can then capture this energy and propel itself forward. That's the basic idea behind the breakthrough Starshot project, which aims to design a spaceship capable of reaching the nearest stars in a matter of decades. In the simplest outline of this project, a giant 100-gigawatt laser fires into a spacecraft orbiting the Earth. This spacecraft has a large solar sail that is incredibly reflective. The laser bounces off that sail, boosting the spaceship. The problem is that a 100-gigawatt laser only has the strength of a heavy backpack. You did not read it incorrectly. If we shoot this laser into the spacecraft for about 10 minutes to reach 1/10 of the speed of light, the spacecraft cannot weigh more than 1 gram. This is the mass of a paperclip. A spaceship for ants. This is where rubber meets the interstellar road when it comes to making the spacecraft travel at the required speeds. The 100-gigawatt laser itself is more powerful than any other laser we've ever designed by several orders of magnitude. To give you a sense of scale, 100 gigawatts is the total capacity of all nuclear plants operating in the United States together. And the probe, which must have a mass no greater than a paperclip, must include a camera, computer, power supply, circuitry, a fairing, an antenna for communication with its base, and the entire candle itself. This light candle should be almost perfectly reflective. If it absorbs a tiny fraction of the incoming laser radiation, it will convert that energy into heat rather than physical momentum. At 100 gigawatts, this means direct fusion, which is generally not considered good for spaceships. Once accelerated by 1/10 of the speed of light, the true journey begins. For 40 years, this small spaceship will have to endure the trials and difficulties of interstellar space. It will be impacted by dust grains at this enormous speed. And while the dust is very small, at these speeds it can do incredible damage. Cosmic rays, which are high-energy particles emitted by everything from the sun to a distant supernova, can mess with the delicate inner circuitry. The spacecraft will be bombarded by these cosmic rays without stopping as the journey begins. Is breakthrough starshot possible? At first, yes. As I said above, there is no law of physics that prevents this from coming true. But that does not make design easy, likely, plausible, or even feasible using our current technology levels or reasonable projections in the near future of our technology. Can we really make such a small and light spaceship? Can we really make such a powerful laser? Can a mission like this really survive the challenges of deep space? The answer is no, yes or no. The real question is this: are we willing to spend enough money to find out if it is possible? Paul M. Sutter is an astrophysicist at Ohio State University, host of Ask a Spaceman and Space Radio and author of the book Your Place in the Universe. Sutter contributed this article to Expert Voices, op-ed and Insights from Space.com.